Hi, hello. This is Li Ciccone and Louise Armstrong, my colleague again. Um, Soulful Women's Journey, episode 3. Today, we like to talk about the topic self-connection. So welcome, Louise.
Thank you so
for
much.
being here again. Yes.
Thank you. It's lovely to have another episode with you, Jenny. And thank you, listeners, for coming on board.
Yes. So about us, if you still don't know us yet, we recommended, shared a little bit of our stories last time, so when we post our video, you could also see a little bit of our background. So Louise is a relationship, expert coach. And also I let you just, share your information background.
Yeah,
sure. A little bit what you do.
Yeah, I specialize I'm a relationship coach, and I'm also a psychotherapist, and I help people in all areas of relationship issues, and I also help people heal a lot of childhood wounds, and anyone from suffering from anxiety, depression, phobias, fears, relationship issues, addictions. Anything that is really showing up in your adult life does tend to stem from childhood. And it's all about the healing, hey?
I know. Yeah, that's why how we both connected and finally come out to do this work, to share our messages. Me, Jenny Li Ciccone, a joyful living soul purpose coach and an EFT practitioner for emotional freedom. I also help people for do natural healing, at all levels for them, so that they could break the patterns and feel nurtured, re-energized, and free. It's about the inside freedom first, and then we manifest the freedom in our life. So since that's why we connected, and we worked in the related field about the relationship, childhood wounds or so. That's why we like to share, the messages around this topic today. Connection. Last time we talked about the isolation, with the world or so, but what about, the reflection from this, connection to go within, from inside, from us? It's the same, the self connection. So I really love, Louise, maybe you can share with a little bit about your description, your understanding. Some people may say, I heard of that, I kind of understand, but not exactly. So let's start from that. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's lots of ways people would describe whatever self-connection is. That could be feeling whole, or feeling complete, or pure understanding of your soul and your spirit, and you just feel at one with the world. And I see in my practice, and I know you do as well, Jenny, that so many people feel disconnected from themselves because they're being triggered by the uncertain world that we live in. And so what that really means is those feelings that we're seeking for, to feel whole and to feel the joy and feel complete and fulfillment, people are going outside of themselves. So maybe you're eating more food, maybe you're eating more of the wrong foods as a form of emotional comfort. Maybe you're not exercising, so now you're suffering from exhaustion and you don't feel good about your body. Maybe you're unable to make those connections. We talked about this last time, those relationship connections. And so you are constantly seeking outside of yourself to fulfill these needs that really we need to nurture ourselves. And so we've actually seen a big rise in alcohol and drug addiction. And that may be one of the reasons why we do feel disconnected, from the self. And some of us feel disconnected anyway because we have nothing to draw on, because we don't really know what self-love is. We don't really know what to do. We don't know how to fill ourselves up, whatever that means. And so we fill ourselves up with other stuff. And so the way I see this is it's really a journey of self-love, in that real understanding, you know, of the spirit and of the soul at such a deep level. You have an inner calm and a stillness that comes from inside, and then that radiates out into your world. So really, you've only got to look at your physical world around you, and if it's in chaos, and if you live in a complete mess, and you don't know, your finances are all over the place, and your relationships are falling apart, and you're struggling at work, it's a real reflection of that connection to who you really are. You've lost that connection. So that is how I would describe it.
Oh yeah, wow, that's so true. I appreciate it. You really cover, you know, very completely, I would say. Yeah, I totally agree, you know. And from my experiences, working with others, I also, you know, see this again and again. You know, people try very hard to fix, right? Fix their problems, fix their relationships, fix their, you know, financing, fix their body, because, you know, they have symptoms, you know, issues, pains, and unhappy. So everything is about fix, and everything is about go out to do more. This method, whatever, doesn't work. Meditation doesn't work, and I do more, and I do more, and still cannot figure it out, cannot fix it. And then they beat themselves, you know, what's wrong with me? So just like you said, actually, it's not the answers from external resources. It's really about go within to touch with you. But, you know, when you go within, you have to confront your current feelings, you know, physical issues, symptoms, and the people don't want to, you know, confront it because they said, I don't have solutions yet. So that's why I cannot relax. I need to keep thinking, keep going. But, you know, the answers are actually not from outside. It's inside, when we can honor ourselves at all levels, maybe physically. If we have the pain, maybe from the shoulders, it's actually the messages from our body and said that, you know, you carry too many, you know, emotional burdens. Life seems like it's always a burden for me. So that kind of emotional, you know, state energy. So people don't want to, because it's uncomfortable, and they don't know how to confront, they don't know how to listen, and how to, you know, deal with it. And even though I talk about that, it doesn't give me any answers. Why bother? So they just stay away, try to push it away. You mentioned addiction, drugs, you know, alcohol, whatever, smoking, the same. They just don't want to confront their anxiety or so. But actually, it's the messages from internal ourselves, internal world, want to be heard, want to speak, so that they could come out. They want the outlet to come out, but we usually don't give it to them. So yeah, so this causes really the disconnection. That's why we want to go out to, you know, grab something for us to feel better, or you know, all kinds of things. So you know, do you have, Louise, you know, maybe also some kind of you know, short stories, examples for people to understand a bit better? Because we have so many different situations. Maybe, you know, it could help our audience really to relate and learn and understand, and so that they will be aware. Then when they go back, they will say, yes, I don't need to, you know, think with the old way anymore. You know, it's because of this and that. I can shift my focus or whatever. Yeah, we would love to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this really starts when we're really small and
Mm-hmm.
we're not taught and we don't feel we're allowed to express any heavy emotion. And I say heavy emotion because, you know, a lot of emotions, there's no real negative emotion. I believe the only emotion we shouldn't really feel because it destroys the soul is shame. But, you know,
Yeah.
anger's there for a reason, frustration, sadness, and heart. And this is part of being a human being, but we're not taught to express any of these emotions. So we push them down inside of us. And when we push them down inside of us, they manifest and they multiply. But they don't multiply a little bit, they multiply like 5 times and 10 times. And these emotions grow so much, they come out at the wrong time. So you explode because someone
Yeah.
spilled a cup of coffee, or you go bananas because your
Oh
child
yeah. Oh
has
yeah.
done whatever it is. And really, I truly believe, as a, you know, as a world, most of our issues are because of suppression, because we are not taught
Oh yeah.
that it's okay to feel anger. It's not okay. And so if you feel that anger, you now feel deep shame. There must be something wrong with me because I
Yeah.
was told you shouldn't feel angry. You're not a very nice person, and so you don't want to feel anger. You don't want to go inside at all. You just want to run away or look at everything outside of you. How can I make myself feel good? I'm going to have a donut. I'm going to have another glass of wine.
Yeah.
I'm going to, you know, take some pills to just take
Oh
me away
yeah.
from this pain. So we will do whatever it is to
Yeah.
avoid the pain. And there's really
Yeah.
2 reasons for that. And one reason is, if if you think you're going to feel that pain, you may not get out of it. And then what? You know, you may never get out of it. And then you're going to be in this pain forever. But most people just don't know what to do with it. They just don't know what to do
That's
with
true.
those
Yeah.
really, really heavy feelings that actually, on a physiological sense, they don't carry as much oxygen as healthy cells that are, you know, full of joy and love, etc. They have a
Yeah.
lot more oxygen in those cells, and so they're much lighter and they feed all our organs in the body. So that's why they're heavy, because they're actually darker. I call them little black cells going around. But we have
Mm-hmm.
to be
Yes.
able to go through that emotion in order to release it. And it's a physical release. So
Oh yeah.
if you are feeling heavy, if you're feeling sadness in your chest, or you're feeling really angry and frustrated, you've got to be able to release this physically. And that could be thumping out a pillow. That could be
Yeah.
journaling, getting it out of you and ripping it up. And that could be talking it out, as long as you're not hurting anyone else. You must never hurt yourself, never hurt anyone else, and never hurt anything. So that is just one way you can start to release those emotions. I know it's okay. It's part of being a human being to feel those feelings, because when you start to release these emotions, you can then connect to the real part of you, the true self, because you're not really an angry person. You're not really a mean person or a miserable person or an annoying person, or there's anything wrong with you at all. It's just you're experiencing so many of these heavy emotions you've been told are wrong. So we must release these first. You can also do a little breathing exercise as well. If you feel really heavy in your heart, you can just close your eyes and feel that real heaviness in there. And it could be anger, it could be upset or sadness. And you just imagine your heart has a door and it opens. And as it slowly opens, you breathe out through your mouth.
Yeah.
And as you notice the pain in your chest, in your heart area, as you take a breath in, you watch the doors open, and you actually breathe out. So you can do this beautiful breathing exercise, and it may take you 15 breaths, you know, but you will begin to feel a stillness, a sense of peace. And this is true connection with the self, when we come to this beautiful place of just real stillness. But unless you go through the emotion, you will keep it trapped. So we have to work our way through it. You've got to get it out of you somehow. So those are a couple of the methods that I share with my clients to help them get to their truth, who they really are.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. I followed you just now. Even a couple of seconds, I close my eyes, and then, just breathe. Yeah, that's an excellent, exercise. I also do it myself as well. Just like you said, I mean, people just don't feel comfortable, about those heavy feelings, and so don't know how. So that's why, they try to, when you try to push them away, we need to understand actually those feelings, those, thoughts, they are inside of us. Actually, they have nowhere to go because they are inside of us. So the only way when we think we push them away, actually it's the only, way for them to go. Either push them down, it's still inside of your body. When you mention, people start to eat a lot or maybe sugar, addicted now, it's really like, emotional eating. We all heard of that word. When we eat, take sugars, actually we swallow down our feelings, and it's also the indication like, our life is not sweet enough. We need some sugar to make us feel a little bit sweet. Or sometimes, when we suppress, you also mentioned this is really the biggest thing. We suppress our feelings. When we use too much of our healthy energy to suppress our feelings, because these energies are not really dead inside. They are vibrating. They are trying to come out. So it's not like they are really, a quiet children staying there doing nothing. They are still vibrating. So for us to carry them living with us every day, we actually need to consume our healthy energy to push them down. So long-term wise, we are kind of, overdraw the energies, even from our today's energy, volume, or even borrow the energy from tomorrow. So that's why some people feel drained from those feelings and even exhausted after a long term, suppressing, and long term adrenal exhaustion. We have that symptom because we are nervous, stressed, and pushing, so we don't have energy. And that's why also sugar also helps us. Maybe for some people, they feel like, yeah, I need some energy. Or for some other people, they even feel like, at least I feel like I'm always under control, other people's control. I hate that. I don't like it. I want to get some control of my life. So eating, at least it's what I can do. I can eat whatever I want to eat. Something like that, we experience from real life cases. So,
Absolutely.
all the way, yeah. And also, those feelings, if we don't allow ourselves to express, let them out, push them down in the chest, that's why also cause a lot of physical symptoms, chest tightness, heart condition. When you are angry, people trigger you, people feel like, bouncing. And a lot of people's headache situation. You push a lot of feelings into your head. You start to think, using the logical mind, try to fix it. But it's not in our logical mind. It's in our emotional feeling mind. So it's a different channel. So it's also. And then all of these things we do really got us actually disconnected from our true self, because this is part of us also. We need to connect with that part and also embrace it. So yeah, so I other do these breathing exercise. I also love to mention to really, bring our whole being, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, all beings. Bring them back to us when we also stay at the current moment, doing exercise, breathing, we could bring all these levels, our beings, back to the current now moment when we are staying here fully. Then, we feel safe actually staying at this current moment. We are all connected, self-connected. So I do feel like an experience that many people, lost the connection, feeling disconnected with the world, with others. It's also because they don't feel safe staying at the present moment.
Yeah.
So talking about our topic today, self-connection, it's also like that, my understanding and experience, come here to the current moment with our whole being, stay here fully, 100%. And then just like me and you, we are talking right now, we are 100% here. We are not, missing other pieces, go worry in the future, the next moment, or go to stay in the past. So this current moment, feeling safe at the present moment, it's also a good exercise for us to feel self-connected. Yeah, so that's what I also like to share.
Beautiful.
And
thank you, Jenny.
Yes, yeah, of course. And what others, around our self-connection, we could, cover a little bit more, for today, because we can talk about this. It's too big a topic we mentioned at the beginning, so we can talk about this forever. But today, for people to really start to think about this self-connection, what we also could realize, be aware, other than exercise.
I think it's the state of mind we're really wanting to achieve is much more around being. And too many of us, like you just mentioned, Jenny, are always doing, do in order to achieve. But you're not achieving what you really want. And what you really want is that calm and that peace and that fulfillment coming from inside. And that does not come from your achievements. That really comes from understanding who you are. And when you can spend time with yourself, time alone, when you're very quiet and you can listen to your own thoughts. Because unless we spend time with ourselves, we don't know who we are. So, that's how you become triggered by other people. And you don't want to be triggered because people are going to think you're an angry person. And so when you truly understand that actually you're a really nice person inside of you, you're a really beautiful soul, you can then, when you have that understanding that you are this good person, you can then actually face other emotions, because you can still be a lovely person and feel anger towards something. And so I invite everyone out there to spend much more time being. Just start being with yourself alone time and notice your thoughts. Just notice what is going on. Notice how you speak to yourself. Notice, how kind are you to yourself? Do you beat yourself up every day? Are these things true? This is the question to ask yourself. Is it true? Who told you that? Is it your belief? Is it your program? And so the more that you spend time going in, and you don't have to be meditating or anything, you can just have time alone. You need to be alone, because otherwise everything's a distraction around you. So why not book 10, 15 minutes a day just to get to know you, the real you. And you do this often enough, and you will begin to feel a connection to your soul, to your spirit, to the real you, and not be connected to your addiction or connected to people saying hi, I love you in order for you to feel good, or, you know, connected
Yeah.
to the food in order to feel good, because you are now creating these feelings yourself. So you don't have to
Yeah.
rely on anything else out there. And that truly is the most beautiful place to be, is in that self-connection, that self-reliance.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Create the feelings. Yeah. So why not try it?
That's yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I totally love this, doing versus being, this topic. It's, again, a big one. Yeah. And this reminds me, to point out some people, actually, many of us, when this pandemic, is not here, a lot of us are really busy, keep busy or whatever, cannot relax. But actually, you know what? If you ask these people who are used to be busy, ask them, to calm down, or even when these people get on vacation, or give them time for them to stay alone, guess what? They really, like subconsciously, they cannot do that, because when they have time, when they are not busy doing something, then it's the time they feel more anxious, because that will be the moment for them to confront their true self. It's the self-connecting time, but self-connecting for them, it's not safe, because a lot of, what we shared, obviously, those fear for whatever from the past. So, that's the thing. When we have a lot of noises in our head, some of the noises we don't want to hear. So we just keep running, and actually are kind of being pulled to different directions, feeling split inside, and cannot focus, cannot, concentrate. And then, we feel more anxious, because we're not doing anything. We don't have high productivity. So that kind of thing. But the thing is, we don't really need to stay there, judging our thoughts, judging our feelings there. They could come out. They are just natural piece of us every day. So we could just let them out and let them pass. Any thoughts, it's okay. You can pass, you can go. It's safe to just let them and go. You don't need to judge them, just judge yourself, learning and, knowing it's just energy. They're not good, no bad, no right, no wrong. So we don't need to really judge ourselves. So that way we just let it, pass, let it go. That way we learn to accept instead of judging us, accept more without judgment. So that way, we also, it's the other way for us to feel safe around, ourselves, be with ourselves, be friends with the other parts of ourselves that we don't like, actually. We want to hide.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got to make friends with ourselves, and the only way we can do that is without distraction, for sure.
Yeah. So
beautiful. Thank you, Jenny. That was
thank you. Yeah, I love our, talking, the conversation. Sometimes, it reminds of, something others we, add together, hopefully just, some, good information for our audience to share. But definitely we would love to hear from our audience as well, because we know you have a lot of your experiences or something, we can listen, hear, and support and inspire each other. That's also our mission for this Soulful Journey, video series. So definitely. And self-connection is such a huge topic. Louise and I actually decided to talk about this around, different, areas in our life for a while. So in the next couple of episodes, we will keep talking about that, at different levels and also in different areas. in our life, such as relationships, of course, and the childhood issues, and the childhood unresolved child issues that impact our adulthood relationships in the workplace, in the house, or whatever, children, siblings. And also the other big part is the money issue, right? So we mentioned this. That's why we actually didn't touch it today, because it's another, open another huge door and a huge topic. But we would come back to talk about this, the relationship between the self-connection and the money. So yeah, one by one, we will talk more. So timing wise, again, it's almost, finishing point to our today's topic, our conversation. Do you have a final 1 or 2 points to our audience, Louise?
I would
even
just,
yeah.
Sorry, no, I would just really say, just try it, and nothing happens straight away. You've got to repeat, and you will get there. You will get there. Spend that time alone and get to know yourself, honestly. And no better time than right now. This is the perfect time for you, to spend this extra little time being and really getting to know you. So that would just be my last little word.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, I totally agree. It's a journey. That's why we also name our video series Soulful Women's Journey. And it's a journey. We take baby steps every day, and there is a soulful purpose for all the pain, for all the experiences, we have experienced, we went through. It's all meant to happen for us to learn the lessons. So we are in the middle of middle of it. So we learn and we shift and we enjoy the journey. It's really the journey. So yeah, and I will post in the video post. I will put a link there. I actually had a video, using the tool I use, EFT tapping. I did a short exercises. Exercise demonstration for how to tap and help ourselves to feel safe, staying at the present moment. So I bet, for you, Louise, also, if people get on your links also, they also could see some of your work there. You post it out there to help them. So we will post all these information there in case that could help you. Right. So yeah, I think pretty much that's all for today. Thank
beautiful.
you, Louise. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. Again. Big pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.